Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. Today we're talking about the Black Ops 6 beta. Call of Duty is never going to be the same again because the people that created it no longer work at Activision. Call of Duty was born out of an era of passionate game development. The rise of 3D shooters in the late 90s and 2000s, the legends that perfected it in the 2010s, when coders were standing on the shoulders of giants and developers were getting creative with unique engine upgrades. The OG Modern Warfare games were created with a modified Quake engine, a branch that influenced most of the shooters at the time. The Modern Warfare engine was passed on to Treyarch, who modified it again to make Black Ops. Not to give you a history lesson, but this is why Black Ops didn't feel as tight and smooth as Modern Warfare. This was a legit criticism at the time. But further adjustments would lead to Black Ops 2 and the peak of Call of Duty as the community sees it, Black Ops 3. Both studios were pioneers of the genre and Activision was leading the industry in FPS games. Modern Warfare had its vibe and Black Ops had its own aura and aesthetic. Both games created a specific atmosphere that's completely lost on the new modern Call of Duties. At the time, Black Ops 3 was heavily criticized for being part of the advanced movement trend. It was only years later in retrospect that people will almost universally consider it to be peak. I played the Modern Warfare trilogy a lot on release, and then I didn't play again until Black Ops 3 or Infinite Warfare. People have made up their minds about Infinite Warfare, but I really don't think we know what we had. The movement, the physics, the story, the world building, Black Ops 3 zombies, even IW zombies. All the advanced movement games had their good qualities. But Black Ops 3 had it all. The people making modern CODs just aren't built the same. Small pieces of a disgusting mega corporation. They have no passion or ownership over the art. Even if they do, they have no power or voice in the development process. It takes a small studio with passionate devs to make something that really hits. 5 people made the original Doom. I think about other smaller studios like From Software or the several branches at Konami, Dark Souls, Silent Hill, Metal Gear. From Software is a much smaller company than Activision, but for the past 10 years, they've released banger after banger after banger. They literally don't miss. The kind of camaraderie that ID Software had back in the 90s, living in the studio, eating pizza, sleeping under the desk, they lived for the weekend so they could get off their regular game development duties and go work on their own games. That's the kind of people you need making Call of Duty. See, you need a general manager, kind of like a basketball team. You need somebody who is going to go find the right developers that are going to work well together. They're going to synergize and they're going to complement each other. The general managers or whatever, the CEOs at Activision, they're scum. All they care about is money. They're not looking at their development teams. They're not moving the right pieces in the right places at the right times. They don't care. It's a yearly $70 subscription, and it's like NBA 2K at this point. See, people will say, "Oh, could you do any better?" Well, yeah, it takes a team of people to make a good game. Sometimes it takes hundreds of people to make a AAA game. It's not always a small studio. But I'm an artist, and if I was in a general manager position at, Activision or whatever, I would scour the earth. I would do so much groundwork. Emails, talking to people, networking. I would find the right people, man. I would find people that loved COD, people that grew up playing COD. I mean, I not only would I go look, I would try to acquire as many of the OG devs as possible, pay them whatever it takes, say whatever you have to say, make amends for like whatever the company did to make them want to leave in the first place. Like, why would you leave Activision after making Modern Warfare 2? Those devs went on to make Titanfall and Apex, both amazing games. They could have did that at Activision. They could have made Call of Duty like Titanfall or Apex. Like, Apex could have been Call of Duty. That was the same devs. But, you know, some inner turmoil or money or whatever pushed them out. They have so much money, it's ridiculous. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, ID Software in the 90s, they were making $50,000 a month. And they would put all the money into a bank account and they split it equally amongst themselves. And anytime they needed to make a big purchase or decision, they would all sit down and have a conversation about it. And then they would like vote to like whatever amount of money we're going to take out to do this thing at this time. You know, it was very, very camaraderie. That's the only word I can think of. Think about Black Ops 3. How good it feels to just run and slide around the map. How every gun is OP and the balance is near perfect. The time to kill and overall vibe and aesthetic. The aura. You want BO3? Bring back the coders that worked on that engine. Bring back the artists and map designers. If it was really about making a good game, they would make it happen. Better graphics isn't what makes a game great. Art as a whole is progressively getting worse because of company greed. Film and gaming has strayed so far from the golden eras, where true pioneers built the foundation of what these fake college degree wannabe devs stand on. Black Ops 6 does have a lot of tiny graphical details that would be awesome if the movement wasn't so clunky. That sense of fluidity and freedom just isn't hitting like it used to. Even with the new movement system in place. Omni movement is a good idea for COD. Black Ops 6 is honestly making a lot of strides in the right direction. But from a certain perspective, it's all backpedaling. Omni movement is new, but the base physics feel like shit compared to Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 is almost 10 years old. All of the advancements in tech and it still feels better. No one's gonna argue that point either. Shit like skill-based matchmaking and nerfing aim assist, absurd amounts of attachments and microtransactions. It's all a scummy way to keep people addicted. It operates more like a casino. Devs are so lost and disconnected, the only way they can balance something is by nerfing it or making it more annoying to use. Even in the Black Ops 6 beta, there's so clearly a meta weapon that 9 out of 10 people are using it no matter what. You can't walk around a corner with an AR without getting melted by a PDW. And then people start playing smart and holding angles and choke points, and the tryhards complain and say they're pussies. This creates tension in the community because the game's balance isn't right. Let me tell you something. It's good to have a couple people on your team holding choke points and cutting rotations. See somebody chilling on a head glitch? It's often helping you more than hurting. Let the SMG players push the objective and the ARs create more space by getting picks and rotations. But if the balance is so fucked up that the AR players can't even move, as I said, Omni movement is a great idea. Add the exact same thing to Black Ops 3 and it works. Does it work in Black Ops 6? Kind of. Is Black Ops 6 a bad game? No. Black Ops 6 is probably one of the best modern shooters out right now. I don't want to take anything away from all the hard work that went into it. You know, hardpoint, domination, search and destroy. These game modes are timeless and they're kind of hard to fuck up. Every new shooter is a spin on one of these fundamental modes, but they always seem to fall short in one way or the other. Black Ops 6 is still COD and COD is fun. Spend time getting used to the movement and the feel of the game. It's gonna be a good time. The Finals, for example, is a great modern shooter built from the ground up for the current console generation. But it lacks variety and it has poor map design. COD has a handful of game modes that are so well balanced and fluid, you know, with simple 3-lane maps that create a consistent competitive environment. The Finals is more like, you know, chaos is a ladder. Bad players constantly in lucky situations where they get lame kills, and then good players get caught in situations where there's no way they could have accounted for every single angle or variable. The verticality is too much, the maps need a tighter design. Ranked is more consistent, but, you know, not like COD. COD gets overlooked because it's so old and it's been around, but these core game mode designs are still top tier. The Finals was the last new shooter that had potential and was fun. It's the only reason it's relevant in this discussion. I'm making the argument that COD is still fun and BO6 is worth playing if you want to play an FPS. It's still better or on par with other shooters. I had fun in my time during the first beta weekend, did a lot of camping, played with some tryhard friends, we were winning a lot of matches, I played some of the newer game modes. Overall, the game feels good from a certain perspective. Everyone's getting burned out on shooters we've been grinding, especially if you haven't played COD in a while. I feel like they actually tried with Black Ops 6. It might be one of the best CODs in a while. Definitely going to be on the Activision blacklist for this video. This is my first COD video. I haven't made a video in a while, so I don't know. If you made it this far in the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I got some more content in the oven. My channel is a variety. I have a big Michael Jordan video I'm working on. I have a Silent Hill 2 video I'm working on because there's a Silent Hill 2 remake coming out. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.